Hello, and welcome to another Tweedy Outdoors video. I've been browsing the map again, and I promise I'm not taking you back to another motorway junction. There's enough of that for the time being. A line of hills called the Hampshire Downs. Well, I think I found a spot that's going to be a hedge camp again, at least to sit and make dinner. I'm not quite sure yet whether I really want to bivvy overnight, but we'll see. At least got a tiny bit of shelter here, a bit close to the path there, but I haven't seen anyone for a while now, so hopefully it's going to be nice and quiet. View of a field beyond that line of hawthorn trees there. The first order of business is to open this wine. Stupidly, rather than bringing my normal wine prongs, I got this Leatherman Juice C2. It does have a corkscrew, but if you ever tried to open a wine bottle with one of these before, it's actually not incredibly straightforward. So I watched a YouTube video on it. Maybe I'll link that, and I'm going to have another go now. I understand the principle. So that part is supposed to balance on the lip, the rim of the bottle, and then in theory you've got some amount of leverage there, but now I'm getting a bit of movement. You see? Oh, it's coming. Really not easy though. There we go. Excuse the painful facial expressions you had to sit and watch there. There we go. Well, it does work. So, cheers. I hope you found that bottle opening segment useful. I won't fumble the long-winded name again, but it's some Burgundy from a producer I really like called Philippe Gavinier. Lovely. Silky smooth. Brought the honey stove out again just to make life difficult. I'm getting better at assembling that now. I've put up a rubbish tarp, a bit saggy at the back. Once again, that's the Microsoft PowerPoint configuration. Plough point, ploughman's lunch point. I'll plough my own furrow point. Do a billy from off camping. See how stealthy that spot is. Really not that far from the track. See sky clearing ever so slightly. Did unfortunately see a bike go by earlier, but I don't know, what do you reckon? You'd have to be looking in. The most visible thing is the windshield, the blue windshield thing for the stove. Not lit yet. Once again, it's time for cooking with Tweedy Outdoors. Tonight's menu is macaroni ragu. That sounds ridiculous. I couldn't be bothered to do chopping out here in the wild, so what I've done is slightly unsuccessful. I have a jar here which is leaked a bit, into which I have put chopped onions and garlic, some chopped tomatoes, and some nondescript mince. Won't go into where that's from. It's not meat. So I'm going to start by making some kind of sauce using that stuff. Got my trusty billy can here. Not very bushcrafty, I just brought a box of matches. Actually, maybe to save fuel, I will put the contents of this smelly jar into the billy can first. There's some oil in there as well, which is part of the reason it's leaked and made a bit of a mess. So the random mix of stuff is in there. Hopefully there is enough oil for that to actually fry a bit rather than just burn. and hopefully I can actually get the Firedragon fuel to light with the breeze here. Just got matches. Success. Okay, so on goes the funny grill pan thing, and then on goes the billy can. And we'll, to quote Floyd, we'll let that simmer on Hobo Stove Mark III for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. Probably want to hear some frying and stuff, don't you? Of course, one of the downsides of that kind of fuel is a bit difficult to regulate the temperature or any kind of camp cooking. So I think it's time to burning a little bit on the sides, time to deglaze a bit. Good. Okay, the first what do you call them again? BCB block has burnt itself out. Got a sort of some kind of basic sauce there. Now, if I've been better prepared or could be bothered to carry things, I would now maybe decant that to a different plate or dish, or have a second pan from now on. But I don't have those things, so instead the pasta is going to be cooked in the same pan with the sauce from now. Tip some pasta in. Now I'm going to pour water in to just about cover that. And finally half a stock cube. Get a bit more flavour. There's no salt in there, so I mean there's salt in the stock cube, but there's no salt otherwise in the recipe. Another BCB block in there. Give that a bit of a stir, and then lid on. Hopefully that'll cook. You want to see what's going on inside? It's quite come to the boil, but it's a sort of mild, maybe a mild simmer. Well, second BCB block thing went out, so I'll leave the billy to sit there for a while. Well, I've been busy cooking. I've sort of missed the official moment of sunset, but I don't know if really anything much happened. Evening, ladies. I doubt, given the way the sky is now, that there would have been much to see, really. Yeah. Well, I put a third block of BCB fuel on, but I'm not sure it really needed it, actually. I think if I just let that sit a while longer, it would have softened up enough. Final touch, some grated cheese. I also did not grate this in the wild. Getting a good healthy bubble on that now. Well, the light's going a bit now, but there is the finished product. Probably looks a bit rubbish given the lighting and the well, it's just a billy can full of slop, but it's actually pretty tasty. The onions are a tiny bit crunchy still, which is not ideal. I guess that's why you fry them separately. Just having a tiny twig fire just for morale. A handful of twigs in the honey stove. Pretty intense now. I wish I'd waited and used that for cooking. Got to say, I'm really impressed with the honey stove, how well it works as a twig stove. Something about, I suppose, having that slight gap from the ground that gives that sort of ventilation from underneath, and maybe the ventilation gaps at the side. But I used one match, one natural fire lighter I brought from home, and then everything else has just been dead standing hawthorn twigs from the surrounding trees, and it hasn't gone out at any point. Like I say, one match and it just went. It's really impressive. I really need to get a proper light attachment thing for my GoPro. I end up just shining this head torch down. It's always rubbish. Anyway, that I've set up home for the night. It is ridiculously early still, something like 8:30, but I have finished the wine, I've had dinner, I've even cleaned my teeth, set up the bivvy, and it's pitch black. I let the fire go out. I will bury the ashes in the morning, whatever you call that, leave no trace, blah blah blah. So yeah, I'm sort of slightly run out of things to do really at this point. Oh, there's a bit of drizzle now. Good morning. It's just before 7 AM, which is ridiculously late for me to be waking up after a wild camp, but I suppose that's just the time of year. It's 20 minutes, I think, ish, before sunrise. I haven't packed up yet. Everything got a bit wet last night, so slightly reluctant to get on with that chore. But I thought I would just take you over here to the track. Morning sheep. To see what semblance of a sunrise there was. Bit of pink sky over there. Haven't finished packing yet, but just wanted to come and look at the mist across this field here. The moon. I don't know how well that's going to come out, but that looks pretty atmospheric. I check by the track. I think still a few minutes before the official moment of sunrise. I don't know if you can see the mist down there. Is that the valley? I don't know. The bit that isn't the hill. Quite atmospheric. Nice. I've hashtag left no trace. Hashtag leave no trace. Doesn't quite work in the past tense, does it? Can't see, other than the dry bit, of course, can't see any sign that I have been here. Looks pretty good to me. Right, well, I probably look a terrible mess, but I am going to head on now. Going to now follow, I think, a section of the Mid-Wilts Way into, and then beyond there towards Bedwin. Again, wish this thing had a zoom, but the mist down there in the fields looks fantastic. It almost looks like a blanket of snow. I think the moment of sunrise has just passed. I think it's around 7:20 today. May have missed the best of it whilst messing around, packing away wet tat, but that's the way it goes. I'm sure we'll have sort of pleasant skies heading this way on the walk. Look at that, beautiful, lovely scene. Following the Mid-Wilts Way now, which goes diagonally across this field. Looks fairly well marked out, but also very tall, wet grass. I've got gaiters on. Not really going to help me from the knees up though, is it? Still, look at that beautiful view. Well, maybe you're already bored of seeing this hillside, but this is just stunning. It's such a beautiful start to the morning. Thank you, Mid-Wilts Way. You've really provided me with something pretty special there. It's about an hour and 3/4 from here to Bedwin Station. I'm not sure if the rest of the walk's going to be particularly interesting compared to the sort of glory of that. Oh, it's a bit of the sunrise maybe over there, you might be able to see. Compared to that spectacular start, probably all downhill from here. Well, you know, already done the downhill, because I'm now beneath the line of the Hampshire Downs. They continue on that way. I'm making a beeline for Bedwin Station. Sun's popped up above the Hampshire Downs over there. I don't know why they're called the Hampshire Downs now, because I think in the end didn't actually go through Hampshire on that walk. It was Berkshire and then Wiltshire. It's confusing, but anyway, whatever that range of hills are called, the sun has popped over the brow of them now. Very majestic tree there. I'm just passing through the edge of the village of Ham and parting ways here with the Mid-Wilts Way to follow this anonymous footpath. I suppose I'm now in the mist that I was looking down on from the hill up there. Morning, ladies. Don't mind me, just passing through. You carry on with your breakfast or whatever this meal's called if you're a sheep. A grazing animal. Just on the outskirts of Shalbourne now, passing through this very lumpy field. Can't help but wonder if these are maybe some remnants of some kind of earthwork. Oh, it's nice. This is Shalbourne. Can't resist a little wooden bridge. Bit of atmos here. Very autumnal. Misty road to cross. Oh, no pheasants. Any sign of a footpath here? Not really. Apologise if this footage is a bit corny. This field's like a maze trying to get through. Heading through the woods now, which is nice. Nice change. Majestic trees there. Mad dash mode. Also only have 3% battery left. Entering Great Bedwin. Entering Great Bedwin. Huh? Canal in the mist. Is that the Kennet and Haven? I assume. Made it to Bedwin. That was quite satisfying. The battery ran out just as I said. Made it to Bedwin there, so I've swapped it over. Going to have to say goodbye from the train. I quite enjoyed that little adventure. It was nice to give the honey stove a proper use. I think that was probably the highlight for me. Perhaps some of the walk was occasionally a bit underwhelming in terms of the sort of prehistoric interest. Long Barrow was okay, I guess, and you know, Walbury Camp, as I said, thought it was a bit mean that you couldn't get better access to more of that other than the track going through the middle. The sunrise, or more the sort of you know, the mist in the fields below, seeing that from the hilltop this morning was fantastic. I think I slept much better than I've previously managed. Maybe a whole 6 hours. It was great. So I hope some of that made for sort of entertaining viewing, maybe. Thanks as always very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.